Hello Blender folks, welcome back. This is Gnomes, and this is the continuation of rigging and animation session 041. So about 41 day nearly in sequence weekdays that I'm doing this live stream and I'm having a little difficulty to do exactly as I was doing, because I'm making an adaptation. Let's get some soundtrack here. So I need to do a lot of work offline for my 3D animation project, where this character, for example, Aisha, is going to appear. So yeah, so let's continue here. I was rigging her and making some face rigging attempts, right? Well, I know how to face rig, but cartoony characters like that, but I need to complete this character design. Is slightly different. The eyebrow is different, the eyelashes are a bit problematic, but the mouth will be more or less the same thing that I was already planning to do. So there's some things here that are a bit complicated to do like on live, right? Because a lot of things can go wrong, and so I better focus on doing a lot of stuff offline, stuff that I'm not sure, confident enough, that might require some experimenting. You got the idea, right? So so today let's do what seems to be easier here, which is the eyebrow. Eyebrow is the eyebrow, right? Eyebrow. The eyebrows, the only complicated thing here is that it expands, so, but I don't think this will be a big problem. So maybe I reuse these splines here, bendy bone splines, Shift D. So let's just rename them. Control F2, bones. No, I press B, it goes to bone. Interesting. Well, new shortcut here. I should make a highlight here, folks. So let's go. Quick tip here, folks. If you are doing some renaming, batch renaming of bones, for example, I'm gonna do here. Always we struggle with these things. Well, just to go to bones, right, in rigging. So just press B, and for some reason it goes there. Always go back to average, B, just like that. Never occurred to me. Alright, maybe it's a too short highlight. Doesn't matter. Not sure YouTube will accept it. Anyways, the name here, they are got this kind of name. So instead of eyelid, it will be just eyebrow, and that should be the case, right? That should be, yeah. There's no top thing, so I'll take off this hyphen top there. Yes, so to do that is just strip this, just like this. Control. So here, yeah, then there's these numerical things which are annoying, so let's get rid of those numbers maybe. Ah, there's some other things there that I don't like. Oh no, this is some, oh, the whole armature. Okay, skeleton Aisha. Alright, so now I see here 3 5 it's always difficult to remember how to solve this, right? I just forgot the workflow here. Strip characters that won't do, because then yeah, so let's just do here. This will put it at 4, so I want this to be 1. All right, and here could be 0, 0, 1, and this could be 0, 0. Oh, well, never mind. Alright, that should do. The system is the same, so the tangent here for the start handles, they are sharing the same, right? But it ends as absolute. It ends at the head, so that is how this bendy bone should be set in this approach here. Start handle tangent and handle absolute. If the end handle, start handle, sorry, would be on the tail here of this, that would become a instead of tangent also absolute, but then there would be a gap between the two bendy bones, which is not a problem, but yeah, sometimes it can be problematic. It's not really the case for the eyebrows, but I sort of prefer this style, even though it's awkward there, and even here sort of awkward, but I feel it feels more compact, right? So I think there's a good approach. So let's here get this. Of course, the positioning is very bad. So the problem is that I don't want to snap. Yeah, I want to snap, but I don't want to snap these bones on the eyebrow exactly. And why okay, something is wrong here. So first of all, let's get this selection here. Let's move it forward and just see if this, okay, it's not snapping because I need that. All right, right now it's snapping, but I don't want it to be snapping onto the medium point, even in this system, is better for the, also let's see the axis. Okay, Z pointing. So here I want spline to be exactly here, so I have more control on this inner part. It doesn't need to be too close, but something like that should be good. Then probably I'll have to make another one here, so let's place this one here. To be fair, it's not incorrect that the bendy bones be on top, right? Some sort of floating. It's not like the end of the world, right? It might be bizarre, but it might help in the in sense of well, yeah, I particularly think it's better if it ignores the eyebrow. So yeah, because this floating is too chaotic. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna try to do here. You see, I already know where the eyebrows are, but the problem is the eyebrow is an object too, just as the face. So as I snap, it will inevitably Maybe if I make the eyebrows like something, some sort of mesh that is not selectable, like, let's try not visible, change its visibility. Like, can we make it not okay, let's try this. Let's see what happens. Looks like it is ignoring its face. Yeah, interesting. So maybe it's a good method. Let's see. Let's see if that's correct. Solid. Let's try now. Edit mode here. Ah, you see there was a jump. It's hard to see, but yeah, it looks like, yeah, it does totally. So this wireframe apparently does the job because it's a face project. Perhaps if it was edge project or vertex project, well, I'm not gonna test here because I don't have the best setup to validate this thing. But so this is good for a highlight, folks. Let's go here. So here you see I have a problem, folks. I'm trying to snap these bendy bone splines, this stuff, right, on edit mode, face project, right, snap, and using medium point, transform pivot point, so I can move both these and well, they are sort of displaced right now, but ignore that. So let's say it doesn't matter here. I'm just trying to snap this stuff onto the face, right, like here it is snapping, but you see if I place it here exactly where I want, because these are bendy bone splines for the eyebrows rig, they go exactly on top of the eyebrow. I don't want them to go here. I want them to be on the face because I think it's more organized. But maybe it's not a good idea, but that is what I'm doing. It usually, whatever would work. So I found out that if we just use the eyebrow object tab, right, viewport display, then we get wire just for a moment. Then this will allow us to snap this to face project, right, and ignore. You see there is a jumpy thing there. It goes to the face, so it goes through, it ignores the presence of the eyebrow, but I can still see the eyebrows as reference, you see, as it was ghosted out. Though I believe this is just because this is face and not edge or vertex, right? So because there are no faces to snap to, so that is that is the idea, and this seems to be working. And just to confirm another time, so if I get solid here and go back on edit mode, here you'll see, let me show on another, you'll see what will happen if I try to snap. There we go. See, snapped on top, but by getting the thing onto temporarily as wire, there we go, goes behind it, right, onto the forehead of the character. That's it, folks. Alright, so two little highlights here from this workflow. Let's join here, and now I'll have to fix this this joint thing, right? So in this case this can be dangerous, but actually this is just for the right, just for the here, right? So whichever of the two I pick, it's not a problem. But I want to, since I'm doing this, let's reset roll, the z-axis pointing into the front. Let's align the bendy bone here. Let's reset roll and do this again to the front. Then I'm gonna snap it here. This seems to be snapped already. Yeah, but just because I'm not totally sure, let's do this again. Actually, let's align it here. This shouldn't take it off. Now I snap it here. Actually, before that, let's reset roll, and this is not negative 90, right, degrees. No, it was a positive rotation. Okay, let's re-snap here. These sizes here, individual origins, we can change this. It's really not important here. We can do whichever we want here, but I want to just to make them slightly different, so slightly different from the eyes, right? All right, let's save here. The eyelids, right? Even though they are not showing, you see, just want to make them different. Maybe here I also make this slightly different, and that's fine. I could change the color as well. Now let's leave the color like that. Then maybe I need another system here. Yeah, so just the last one should be good. So I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna snap it there, align. I need to get this one and target here. All right, and then for this one, reset roll. Let's do something like here, and maybe I need something else. So here, let's see if that will snap to the... Oh, it does. Okay, so you see, this is true. This snaps to does it snap to edge? It seems to be snapping. Yeah, but snap to vertex. There we go. Then here we can get some rotation here, something like that, and then here we take this off. I think I even have a shortcut for that. Yes, Shift Control 3, but I will not remember very well. This looks like an okay curvature. Yeah, looks like an okay curvature. So 03, 02, 03, and this is the control. All right. So that can work for this thing. So I think this is ready for the parenting. Maybe we need to fix that. Actually, no. I don't know what I've done here, folks. Okay, it seems to be parented. Yeah, they seem to be, except this one, parent offset here. Fix the parenting. All right. And all the rest, they are parent there, but we can change this thing. The bone constraints, of course, we gonna reset this stretch to this one and this one. Let's just make sure we've got the proper settings here. Curved, yeah, everything curved. That should be enough for the... Okay, we can pick this now, symmetrize, and save. I need to wave paint this now. I'm going to select this bone, Shift H, and hide select hide unselected, right? Then I need to do here is to wave paint, right? But before, let's make magic reappear. No, not the here. So solid or text display as textured. All right, this is the default, right, for this mode, I think. Anyways, wave paint this. Is its parent already? We'll see. I think it is. It's hard to check the parenting. It has armature modifier. It has shrink wrap modifier. All this seems to be fine. Yeah, subdivision, solidify. That should be, seems to be okay. But the parenting, parent to the armature, that's correct. Parent type object. What does that mean? The object is turned to an, the object is turned to an object. Okay, and what is? Okay, so I really don't understand, but for regular wave painting, it is object. I never really understand this. This is too obscure, and even those things here. I think this is for usually game transfer stuff. Anyways, let's go here. Then it seems to be parented, right? So we need to assess its waves. And there are waves to the head and shrink wrap also. Oh, okay, these are special wave paints for the modifier. So this is the tricky part. Actually, this is pretty simple, but it was a bit difficult to find the right vertices to wave paint here. So some will solidify and some will shrink wrap. So we have the, so this will not snap automatically to the face, to the forehead. They are free. So this is a special case, of course. The head, right? This wave paint seems to be very incorrect. It's time to wave paint, right? So let's just blur this thing. It sounds very incorrect though. This so I don't need, maybe this head is useless because these bones are already set in place, right? Exactly. So let's just do the wave painting, right? Well, let's hide this stuff and maybe this will help. These bones are too large, right? So this doesn't help wave painting. So we can start with this. Why this is so laggy? Change this display. And also, yeah, this is the, because I'm streaming and there's this, probably this subdivision, I guess. No. Oh, it's playing animation. All right. It was nothing like that. Okay, so let's resume this. And yeah, these bones are the bendy bones, right? They are too B-bone size, too large, so it's prevent me to make good selections. So let's leave it like here. So now this is very simple. Yeah, when do you get good? We don't go too much waves there, right? This is like good wave paint, right? The easy life. Unfortunately, most wave painting that I know rigging characters is not like that. Alright, so how to assess this? Of course, we just try to pause and see if we got any good thing out of here. Maybe we would like more waves here and less waves there. Maybe we can have some influence for this one in particular. And here we could try something like that. Alright. It will be better if we see the whole thing, right? Oh yeah, you see the deaf form head, it offsets too much, right? Okay, this one, which is the funny one, seems to be sort of working, right? So the problem is the deaf head, right? We don't need this vertex group. I think it's a mistake. No, this one, right? We don't want this because the fact is that this eyebrow is already shrink wrapped to the head, so it and the bones, they are parented to something on the head, so they are not going to, the eyebrow is not gonna move anywhere, right? We could consider that the deaf bone may be on very low waves. Yeah, it could give some stability because of blended waves. Yeah, so there is something about it. There is something about it. Yeah, so I think it's just deaf head, right? Sort by name. Let's see. Let's say I give a wave, set wave, I don't know, some, anything like that, right? Yeah, so this can be dangerous because of how the mesh shrink wraps, right? But in principle it seems to be working, but I don't like the, maybe we can reduce even more. So let's get this as something less, so that should be fine. Alright, but what is happening here is that there's too much wave from this one, is getting too much influence there, right? So instead let's just subtract this. I have some problem with the position of this stuff, right? Bad planning here. But you see now this, maybe it seems to responding real. It's not the bones, the bendy bone doesn't offset that much. The forms of the eyebrow is not very nice though, but this is something about the mesh itself and it's about the style of the character, but I think that can be improved. It's just my idea to start. That doesn't seem to be very nice. Here, is there anything we can do about here to improve? Well, could do. This one shouldn't be about too much, right? The simple curvature is good enough, I think. Yes. All right. So here's just this. The design, right? That I need to. And also, there is this idea that maybe we can make a subdivision like that. That sort of making just a subdivision like that can help in the deforms, right? Yeah. It won't solve this kind of issue, but might make the thing a little more organic. And here it's not right to get the eyebrows there. Then we need the orbicularis oculi or eyelid crease rig. So this is another thing that, oh, this is a good thing to attempt to do now. Okay, I'll have to address the character design to propose any change here. So this is not trivial, and so let's just try do something like here. So maybe here is just too much. Okay, let's see this. No, it doesn't. Now it seems too bold, so it's not that simple. It's not like many other cartoony characters that we can. But I'm mostly there. Oops, there's some problem here. Yeah, I'm mostly there. So basically, let's try. GG. Yeah, problem is GG. You cannot get slide onto edge. You cannot slide outside. Then for that, I think you need to do something like more. Use something like normal. Yeah, something like that. This is not the case. Maybe this is the case with vertex. Okay, let's try this. No, it's still bad. Yeah, after I've made this change, it's terrible. I should have stuck with what I had before, so Yeah, the subdivision in the middle still should be fine. Provide I maintain this. So I don't understand why it insists to. Okay, there's too much time addressed to this thing, but it's a delicate thing. It's not something that can be done in whichever way, right, folks? So here, these bendy bones are still too difficult to handle. Okay, now let's say that this is good for now, for the time being. And maybe we can reduce here some of the or smooth or solidify. Let's see. Yeah, I can always address this somewhere later, and yeah, it needs some more, otherwise it's very easy to get this stuff wrong. So let's leave it something somewhere like that. More subdivisions, as I did, also help avoiding the intersections. It's very basic for now, so this is might be what we need. It's just that here let's okay, let's try this, and let's do the eye hole or orbicularis oculi rig. So this is a new proposition, not so new because I've already tried that before, but now I have a new conception about this. It will be a bit annoying because it will be too close to the eyelids. So it's a little problem about it. So I have a bendy bones loop that will sequence, right, that will go all around the eye hole, precisely around this seam here, and that will configure, is that correct? Yes, in principle that will configure the eyelid crease, top eyelid crease and bottom eyelid crease. Which is actually here. So I want this feature to be a bit more prominent, and if I have the actually makes me think that perhaps I can make something different here. Of course, it is the wave paint that will determine what happens to the mesh, and not exactly the positioning of the bones. So the bendy bone splines, they can be offset from their target. It's not the right name, but that means I can totally have the bendy bones like following this face loop, but the wave paints will be more like inside. So this offsetting might be strange, but they'll get the job done. I could even have the offset here, right folks, or here. Interesting, right? But the fact to have it correctly placed here on this edge loop precisely will have an advantage, although it's very close to the eyelid stuff, which is bad. But I can put this in a different layer, so it's not change the color, so it doesn't need to be tragical. It's not a big deal. It's just annoying. But if I come up with different set, there would be more distance between them. So what I've seen some people that do some riggers, some rig setups, they're done is that instead of doing the whole loop around the eye, they just do on these fleshy areas, which is kind of interesting. I've already tried, but it doesn't fit very well. Of course, the control bones would be here, but maybe there will be some deforms around, or maybe not. But the idea would be, what I'm thinking is the following, folks. I can have a cyclic loop here, sequence of bendy bone splines around the eye hole with precision. Could be a slight offset indeed. The only disadvantage of having it offset is that if I want to rely on the bendy bones to look exactly the shape that I'm forming, I will lose this feature. So yeah, let's do it the precise way first. Then I'll make a control rig here, or deform rig, for extra things. So have a double mesh deform, one from the inside, but it will be around the eye hole, and this one will be more focused on the top, the forehead, right? And this one on the lower forehead, the cheeks and whatever, this lower region here. And so they will crush the flesh between the eyelid and the stuff, and that will help forming, controlling in some special way the eyelid crease, because I will be able to shape actually the eye hole itself and crease and still have the eyelids control. So this is sort of complex, but we'll get the job done. So let's start with this. I need to get to the, in here let's mask the eyelids, and because I don't want to be looking at this, so let's just make maybe Shift D these ones. Yeah, and also let's, yeah, we'll ignore the rest there. Because we'll have to flip everything, so we don't gonna do that with these other bones. We're going to take off, I want to see the real vertices here. It will be important to try to snap these to the face project. Yeah, I want to sort of snap those to the, I'll take care about the names later. No, let's do this now. And you see, I'm not using this mirror thing to avoid, so I can symmetrize everything later, which is more organized. So here, this is not eyelid, I'll call this eye hole. Yeah, not eye contour. Eye contour will be for the inner, yeah, we can call it, it is eye contour, but not in the sense of the eye hole contour. So this is no top nor bottom, this is just left 001. Maybe start from here. No, we're not starting from here. Okay, let's do this. I'll start from here usually, that will be alright. Now so let's get here. Def form I hole, alright. Alright, then I'm gonna duplicate this one. Yeah, for now let's ignore this, just make the bones, right? Now also let's make these targets correct. Yeah, so you see, I need to really try to match these yeah, I need to find out where is the proper, it's this, right? So I'm gonna mark it, I cannot see it. Let's change the material, that might help. Yeah, let's do something crazy here. Let's just reuse these nails here. Yeah, so now we see it's clear where we need to place this. So start to place this here. We're gonna use this medium control point. Yeah, we sort of lose some precision here, so this is bad. Maybe I need to yeah, some bendy bone will have some problem here, so we might have to not respect fully, because I don't want to make another here. It's sort of useless to, so we can do this. Yeah, it will be a little deformed, but that's fine. So this one we place it somewhere like here. No, I just want this. Yeah, so I'll have to make a hard choice here, or maybe not. Maybe there is a way, if I can, on edit mode, maybe this is dangerous. Usually this is not good. See, we can do this. If they don't move too much, is in, is out. Yeah, we could try this. Maybe this will be, it's not very safe, but maybe alright, so you see how the curve gets crazy, right? In this bone, right? It seems broken, but that's what I want. I don't want this. I want this more angular anyways. So here we're gonna try to match this, and here maybe just a little better. Alright, this is good. This doesn't need to be perfect, right, folks? Then this one, let's try to match here and there. There. Then we need to, yeah, so now I get an idea. Let's pick out that, and this will be 1 and this will be 1. Then we pick everything here, Shift D, and let's use a, yeah, we can do like that. We could use the bound thing, but medium bounding box center, but the medium point seem to have done the job. Right now we got some bad names here. I think just as here we have accident thing here, we're gonna delete this one. Gonna snap here, but we're going to change this bendy bones to this tangent, and here, yeah, this is the one of the side, so you see it maintains these values, that's correct. Then we move this here, but maybe we need to invert this, right? So 0 point something like that. Yeah, seems to be matched. Then here we could try to place it exactly at the center, sort of. Here we do the same thing, delete this and snap there. And now let's get the names correct. Oh, this is wrong, we need to place it there. Yes, that's it, that's right. Then here okay, so this will be a bit annoying. Let's reset. Time's up, but we are going to give ourselves another 50 minutes. If I get too tired, we finish before, but I got some energy suddenly to do this kind of stuff. So okay, this, okay, the roll, I just want the z-axis to be pointing there. Okay. Oh, this is not snapping at all, right? That's bad. Okay, so let's have to remake this face project. I'm gonna pick all these and let's start with this one, right? After I fix the roll thing. So just for now, just this. There's one that here is not good, so I need to let's snap here, then snap the face again. Alright, probably have to change these values for this bone. Here we got some wrong snapping as well. Yeah, so this is not super easy. I don't know why they got, occasionally they got okay, but medium point should be safe. Alright, so we got, I'm gonna save this. Now let's do the roll things, right? So now I don't need the face thing, but I need the vertex. Let's reset roll, and okay, this is already pointing there. We can align this belly bone here. This reset, just to be sure, do this, snap. Align this to its handle, snap here, reset, so here, then align here, snap, no, this is wrong snap, no, this is right, then here we, no, this was totally wrong snap, there. So something seems to be odd here. Oh yeah, it's, I'm snapping on the wrong one, so it's the tiny ball there. This is this one. All right, then this roll, reset, roll like here. This alignment will be bad, but then we can just do this. It has, we'll fix its belly bone stuff later. Reset. Yeah, this is the closest direction of rotation. Then align here, snap, reset. Oh, this already gets okay. This also works, right? And here, snap there. Apparently something went wrong. individual origin. Let's align it here and reset roll, and I don't know what's happened to this bone, so let's just try to reset. Okay, it's roll, it's okay, now it's correct, right? Medium point, here is snap here, we align still seems to be wrong, right? The way it is. Yeah, there are some, it's not perfect, right? But there's no perfect thing in this case, I guess. Too much complexity on the mesh. So here we just snap here in the end, and just let's make sure that these are, it needs the, okay, we got a problem here. Of course, it's just this bone should be like here. Yes, so this is even worse than I thought. This will require, yeah, 100. This is okay, is in, is out. Alright, and then we can have this, maybe realign this and do this again. Alright, sounds good. But then this one, let's do like here. Hey, what is the mode called right now? Welcome, CKJax. This is edit mode, right? Edit mode for the armature object, the skeleton, right? Edit mode for the skeleton. So is it an add-on? No, these are bendy bones. They are an exclusive Blender feature, but we can still convert them somewhat to for exportation. We convert them to regular bones. So basically this is a bendy bone spline. They have an inner curve, right? The bendy bone here. They are made of the segmentation of a bone. Let's see, for example, if I duplicate this thing, so this is a bendy bone spline or bendy bone set, so you have a, these are the handles, but actually these are just bones, right? You start with, okay, I got it, thanks. Just got confused since I didn't see it in my project. Oh yes, I see. Yeah, it's not super, they can be confusing. So why it can't create, selection is somewhere else. All right, anyways, there's a, you see the bendy bone here, and we can control its segments here. So here's a regular bone, but then we just turn it a bendy bone by getting on this bone tab here, bendy bones panel, and adding some segments. There's a limit. The segments here doesn't matter too much. It's just more the difference between one and more, right? So as long as it has two segments, it's a bendy bone already, and it can be, so you use these targets here to make it curve according to the spline, inner spline it has got to adapt to some start handle and end handle, something like that. Yeah. All right, let's delete this one, and The advantage of bendy bones is that they substitute a chain of deformed bones, just like it looks like. So you can have very smooth deforms for certain things like eyebrows. It's not so good for limbs, for joints, but it can be used to correct joints even. We can use for cartoony bendy limbs. This Rigify add-on use a lot. For example, in the wrist here there is something, there's the twist feature, right? The bendy bone can do twisting feature without requirement twist bone, so it sort of helps, and it can help deforms this joint in some ways. It can be used for corrective methods. But I love your stylized card. Thanks. Always love to see any stylized card. So this is, there's it comes from 2D, right? I have some model sheet here. Let's see. Yeah, so I've drawn this character, right? But here's some. It's Aisha. It's for a 3D animation projects. So some model sheets, but here's the more geometric stuff, right? We barely see anything here. It's have to. How do you do this? It's the. Yeah, we don't see very well, but and yeah, now I have to recover. Oh, just control click that. Yeah, so it's the second one that I'm making for the story, and the other one is still working. I still working on this stylization. That's so cool. Thanks. So yeah, it's good to have some feedback on this, but the project is still far from conclusion. But as I've been doing this live stream to get more pre-production done, right? Yeah, let's show you the other. It's her. No, the texture is failing here. This is the other. Let's see, where's the Dorothy? Is I made this one first. Unfortunately, the skin has got some contamination of some clothes, and yeah, this is quite low poly styles, and I'll have to. This is not the. Yeah, this texture is like it's useless. Anyways, we can't see very well. Okay, let's go back. I have her on a separated file. This is just to compare between, so I have a direct reference there. What engine do you plan to get in this character? Are these for animation or in principle for 3D animation in Blender, but I've been interested in maybe using for some game project, but this is much more complicated, right? Game development, right? It's crazy, right? I don't know any game engine very well. I was trying some Godot thing, but it would take more time or a group, a team. So instead, to do some game project with that, I would just use some sort of very narrative game structure, like you can do on YouTube, some you know, some sort of interactive narrative with like a game book, right? You know, and now if where do you want to go, this side or A or B, right? How to continue. So it's like game engine is it's too complicated, right? But it's very interesting, right? Alright, I'm studying game design and I was wondering if these are for this niche. They could, yeah, I try when I started this project. Actually, to be fair, yeah, this is will be a sci-fi project, right? And when I started it, it was conceived to be more like a game thing, but this was nearly more than 10 years ago, about 10 years ago. So a lot of things have changed. Like I've realized that I didn't have the features to make a game myself, right? So it ended up becoming more a story-like thing. And I ended up forgetting the origin. It was for some interaction, right? Interactivity, gaming stuff. Space Marines, stuff like that, right? And game design, yes, so I know this is you mean a niche, but this is what it's the vibe, right? What's going on now is everything seems to be, at least from my perspective, right? It's like there are way more people making characters for games, right, than for just 3D animation, right, or animation in general. But maybe this is just a wrong impression. But games are super hyper popular nowadays. I love the eyelash alpha. Is it transparent? I suppose. Yes, this is transparency. It's not hard to achieve. Actually, this is shading, right? You get some image texture and shading map. I can show you how this happens. Hold on. Let's see here. I'm confused with so many bones here. Hold on. Let's get... Alright, back to here. So basically, if we got this... the eyelash, right? The eyelash is... It is because of the modifier, right? It is mask. Okay, so here you get the eyelash. Yeah, so I've been doing this over and over again, experimenting with this, because what I'm doing is character stylistic adaptation, you see. So this is like I've been doing this in sort of even not the correct way for years, 2 years basically, but there was more background before, but let's say that it was just 2 years from like end of 2021, let's say more beginning 22, so about 2 years ago is when I've started to specialize in Blender, right? Before that I was a complete noob. I just knew how to model and I didn't even know the concept of mesh topology to have an idea. And I have been using, like as a hobby, Blender for modeling for about 10 years, but it was very simple stuff that I did, nothing important, just playing around, right? As Blender evolved a lot by that decade, past decade, right? The 2010s, right? So I was a complete noob in 3D, but I was trying to figure out if my 2D character design would adapt well to 3D. It's a big mystery, right? And so I've been planning and experimenting with modeling and rigging and all that. I ended up becoming a rigger, and I'm already an animator, but from a 2D background, right? So 3D animation is something relatively new to me, the 3D technique, but I'm doing in this stream, I'm practicing a little, so Probably I can become a good 3D animator with just knowing how things work in these softwares, right? So where I was, yeah, the shading, right? So you see this, indeed. So here we got this texture for the eyelashes. They are actually moving. I forgot. Actually, this is the. There's some issue with the. They're not completely rigged because these eyelashes are a bit more complicated. They are too elongated here, so this needs probably some sort of an extra bone for that. Right, so here we get this transparency. I didn't create that. This is a pattern that already exists, the solution, right? But there would be different shading ways to do it. So if you go in shading here, this is actually I've used some image texture, right? Basically, this is the. It's not even solidified, so there's a fake side there. The normals, right? But the normals, it doesn't really matter, I think. So here we got the shading for this, I guess. Now this is nails. Let's look for the. Let's go on the eyelash sketches. So this is the. Basically, we have this. Why doesn't it show? Well. Alright, so it doesn't, maybe I need to be on another viewport shading here. Okay, maybe it was that. Alright, so here you see it's just a hand draw brush, right? I tried to do this procedural, but it's too crude, so it's better to make this, at least from my, right, just some image texture thing here. Shift 10, so here. Let's see, no, it's not this one. We'll have to look at the eyelash. I think it's this thing. And then we just have to use a map, right? Those kind of masks to get it to. I'm not too familiar with that, but there's the transparency, right? So the transparency, it has a mask of transparency. I think that is this. So it reused the color here, color map of the image texture. It goes to some. I don't know why this power thing here, but anyways, it goes to some color ramp for diffuse and transparency. I think this is the mask. Then it's mix shader. Yeah, this is the fact here. So this is probably the mask thing. So it gets this reinforcement of the. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, if you play with this thing, you might know. So it's very simple setup, nothing, but it, of course, takes a little to get habituated to this. All right, then we got to back to the layout. There's some improvements to make here, but I'll do that later. I also taking seriously. Oh, that's interesting. Coincidentally. Did you draw it in Blender or in any other software? Well, no, this in Blender. Yeah, this simple. Everything if I can, I do in Blender, but this is not a good practice, right? It's just some Blender image texture thing is really poor, right? This image editor, right? It's I don't like it, but took me like a lot of time to get just the basics to get started. Took a lot of time basically, but it's good to. Yes, Krita is good, but I have some experience with it, not a lot, right? You can also do 2D animation in Krita, so Krita is quite great open source software, right? I think Krita is like the Blender for 2D, right? Sort of. Not a great comparison, but yeah, it looks like, right? You can do a lot of things with good stuff with Krita, even 2D animation. So that's this big stuff. Although the tools there are not that great, but the timeline is kind of cool. You can use layers. It's actually pretty powerful for 2D animation if we just are not trying to do something too industrial. Maybe you know, I don't know, maybe you have some experience in drawing in 2D art, apparently, because the design thing, right, and the character, not necessarily, right. The soundtrack has ended. Let me bring this back. This is some. I should change this soundtrack system here. Okay, let's go back here and try to retake this whole thing, right? So I'll need to, if I don't place this in different layers, I'll need another solution. So because this will always be getting, oh, I know a solution. All right. So it's just that to start with, this is not good. Let's hide one by one. No, I think I've made something wrong. This is, I might better do this on. I use Medibang Paint. Probably didn't heard of this. Probably, yeah. I haven't heard of Medibang. What kind of 2D software it is? Ah, you use this for making textures for the projects in like software, for softwares like Blender. Okay, so I see what I can do with this. I put myself into a big trouble here because I cannot identify very well the bones here. Yeah, this one is the low top eyelid, and this seems to be eyelid bot. Yeah, this is the one, but then we have still this one. Yes. Okay, finally, so I'll have to make this selection here. These are not symmetrized yet. So let's change, absolutely, let's change these colors here before it's too late. So I'll even change the tweak bones here. So I'm gonna make this color here for the tweak bones, and for the deforms I'm gonna give them maybe this color here. Yeah. Now, and also I'm gonna make this very, very tiny, slender, all right, something like that. As for these ones, this one hasn't been changed, all right. Hold Alt, change their size, and B-bone scale, we can do something like that, all right. Or not, doesn't, yeah, just they are larger than the balls, that's good enough. So now also this is not over. Let's bring this and Shift M. I'll create a new collection for them. I'll call this def eye hole. And so these are the, let's, this will be bad, right? Let's do something here. Then Alt M to eye hole, delete this. If I change the color here, the bones, they lose their colors assigned, so some problem about this bone manager I don't. No, I use for actually drawing digital. Ah, there you draw digital. That's a great skill. I have hard time doing that. I started back in 2017 and kind of use it since then. It's like create another drawing stuff. Wow, that's a good idea. Is that free software or like paid? Medibang, and can you do like 2D animation inside it? Alright, so here we need to get yes, not symmetrizing yet. Let's look at this. Is this okay? They all have the pattern, but I need to make sure that, yes, you see the targets for the handles, they seem to be all correct. Yes, everything seems to work. So it's just this bond here that I need to improve. I need to give it special features. Adapt here. This is dangerous. Okay, it seems to have fit. I never was so successful with this, but maybe this will carry some bad surprise in the end, so we never know. So for now, let's pick again this bone layer here. Isolate. Visibility. Something went wrong. Okay, no problem. Shift G, color, Alt M, go to there. Alright, now just reset these lengths here for the bendy bones. This one apparently needs to have some stretch too. Reset this one. Are the targets correct? Why do you have a dumped track even? This is old setup. Alright, reset. This is something annoying about bendy bones, that their maintenance can be very complicated. Here, and this one, stretch 2. Alright, so I think the whole sequence is something wrong about this. Let's redo the parenting, so they're gonna be looping. Okay, this is right, this is right, and this is probably right. So this is not following because I think its target is incorrect. Well, no, this seems to be working. Yeah, all seems to be fine. All right. I think those are ready to symmetrize then. They are There we go, and now we are ready for wave painting, and this is required some mask. I personally only use Krita for its filters. I have a few experience with filters in Krita. It's something I need to learn more, but are the filters of Krita real good, or are they limited? I'm not sure. And brush, since it's Medibang, are not so good brush. Yeah, but Krita's brushes, I know they are great. Blender grease pencil actually have great brushes, but it's painful to draw in grease pencil in comparison to drawing on painting on Krita, of course. It's too heavy. The UI in Blender is too tricky still for grease pencil. You can, but it's not so developed like Krita. I see. I should take a look on that. Maybe after the live I'm gonna take a look in this software just to know. So here we need so what kind of character design do you make for projects like game projects and other stuff? What is the kind of characters that you make? Stylized, of course, I imagine, but what kind of styles, because this is very, very wide. Or maybe you are design generalist, if that even exists. So here I need the masking feature. I'm going to exclude the, let's use the first, not use these visualizations here. We need the body. We can hide the eyes. No, let's not hide the eyes because they might interfere in some way. We need the the armature and environment. Okay. So what I need here is to get to edit mode on the mesh, and let's make the eyes region selection group here. I want to exclude the eyelids and the eyelids borders and the eyelashes. Apparently, what eyelids and eyelashes? This is not. This is not good. Let's delete this one. Okay, eyelids, hide face. Eyelids borders, hide vertices. Eyelash full, hide faces, and something remained there. Alright, so this will be part of eyelids, but okay, little mistake in the organization. Anyways, what I need now is gonna expand this, and this will be the eye hole wave painting, masking thing. Let's start doing this. Paint mask. So let's get this and use the mask and start by getting. So the idea here is to start very strong waves near the. Actually, I don't want the subdivision. Maximum waves here. Well, start doing this. These ones I won't care too much about their waste, but these ones, yes. Okay, then here we just add some, I don't know, mix. Let's just make some regular influence for these ones for now. I'm making a science action adventure explorer game. Wow, that's interesting. For a semester project, the goal is to create a demo with exploration, simple combat. That's already quite a lot of stuff, but we are far from the end result. There's a group of people involved and colleagues. We are not so experienced since I only specialize in 3D and 2D part, the artistic approach, but not in coding and other stuff. Yes, I see. But you probably in this process has experience in all the steps, right? It's just a matter of where to specialize, I guess, right? Anyways, yeah, this is I find it's very attractive, right, the idea of making games, but currently I have a group, but it's an indie game project. It's like we're struggling to to try something, but an adventure action game, yeah, that sounds I'm old school. I remember games, old arcade adventure games, and so what comes to my mind immediately when you mention exploration adventure action game remind me only old stuff, of course. I don't know what yeah, today there's a lot of possibilities, even a lot of people that start to work on retro games. Tomb Raider, that's, yeah, I played, my brother played that a lot. I didn't play much, but I watched him play exploration action, yeah. So, or Creatures of Ava, I don't know what is that one. The strength was too low, so here we need to, yeah, blur this towards here. Yeah, that should be okay. Yeah, so in the beginning of the project, usually there's a lot of openness, right? So a lot of things are still ideas, right? Crazy ideas still available. But I have already worked with animation, but never with games properly. I mean, not in industry, so I have some notion about the workflow, right? The workflows of gaming, but not much practical experience with that. But the idea of making characters for game or making games, game design, yeah, I love this stuff. Where I really understand about game is real RPG games, right? And all because then I'm used to the experience of game design, of designing my own rules, you know what that means, right? So This is, but it's very analogic, right? Analogical. It's not like it's non-digital stuff, right? That's not the hot stuff, right? So I never tried to actually transform these notions of game design into digital, right? That will be overly complicated. I already overly complicate some rules in the in on paper than imagine on. But I always found interesting how the game designers, right, digital game designer, they balance the games, RPG games, adventure games with actually more those games that have stats, right, to develop levels. I ever found that very very challenging. I don't know how they do this stuff. Probably requires a lot of thought put into that, right? So there are many things so to specialize in game, right? In digital game making, right? So my brother is specializing in music. He wants to make music for games, but it's like not simple, right? To start with this kind of stuff. But yeah, you have a good opportunity because you are doing apparently you're inside a course, right? And then you meet a lot of people, and that's great to start project, to learn how to make projects from with certain guidance, right? And that those experiences are extremely valuable, besides the effect of being directly in touch with the field in some way, right? So it's very, very, probably very inspirational, but it's a lot of work. Yeah, here we need to take off some waves here. I have a friend who is a game developer, right? And he invited me for a game jam. Like it was I don't know how they survive these game jams. I barely survived. It was just 1 week game jam. Alright, so it should be time that I test what I'm doing, right? Here I need to, yeah, let's put on this subdivision. Yes, so exactly as proposed here, we have the possibility of shaping. Oh, there's some intersection here. This can be helped, of course. So we have, this is not exactly the eyelids. Now this is the eye hole itself, with some parts of the orbicularis oculi mesh. So in order to, yeah, now that I have this, we can maybe just repaint this with the so why this is, yeah, of course these bones, they are just not shrink wrapping to, they need to maintain a certain distance from a certain target, but the problem is that this, Okay, and I need to create the edge, the eyelid crease. So this is why I've made this, because I want to design the, this is something I've never worked properly. Ah, we can get the eyelid crease with this. Good. Yeah, so this eye hole sort of can control the eyelid crease. Yeah, so it might not be enough because it doesn't control the upper area. So this I've seen in another rig. I think it was in the snow rig. So now it starts to make sense. We are in the idea process. Oh, it's very the concept, right? The beginning, right? Synopsis, all that. But I already started modeling the main character. Ah, so there's already character designs, and another 50 minutes have passed. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And so it will be a game like Tomb Raider, if I understood correctly. Maybe with a main girl, hot girl character, stuff like that. Maybe not. Anyways, maybe there'll be some puzzles and some simple combat, as you've mentioned, right? It's hard to visualize, right, without seeing any image, but that's okay. Just you say it's just in the beginning process, anyways. So I had a problem here with the spiky, the angular edge that I've made there, which was not a great idea in the end for the eyelid, but for this, the eye hole itself is sort of working. What's cool about that is that, yeah, so you have this sort of double control, right? So we can shape the eye hole of the character and shape the eyelid for even more expressions, right? Not that then this of course will be achieved with pose assets. Yes, with the traps and obstacles, my teacher will help me code me traps and all that. Yeah, that will be great. So how many people are there in the staff, the group? Apparently there are people. I suppose there would be people from all the domains of specialization, or at least just enough subdivision of tasks to the to whom decided to specialize or to focus on this or that, right? So here we need probably some sort of controlling, right? So indeed, is this shrink wrap? No, this is not shrink wrap. So it probably should. Oh no, because it can control the eyelashes. Okay, let's not shrink wrap that. Well, actually, let's do this, but only for... It will have 3 mainly. Yeah, 3, it's a good amount. Just the art production, we basically are self-learning all the processes, unfortunately. Yeah, I see. It's 1 semester project, maybe. So, yeah, I think this is a good challenge. If it's just 1 semester, that with orientation it should be plausible, right? The problem is when the teachers or the course they don't, and the creators themselves, the students, they don't know how to lock creativity for production, right? So get lost into things that are not productive, right? So gotta orient so that no, you need to do that and stop focusing on those other stuff, right? Simplify, and then you are able to complete stuff, right? So probably those teachers, I imagine they know what they're doing, so they won't let and also you and your fellows, I hope, also know what they're doing. So, but it's normal to get triggered by, right, inspired by a lot of things, and then overly complicating stuff or trying to do more, right, than what is required, just to have the great game, the great first project or second project and all that, right? Being carried away, right, by the... Alright, I'm just testing here the posing system for this, but this is not what I need here. Is let's bring these ones to some shrink wrapping features, yeah. So shrink wrap, just one on surface, no, outside surface, onto the eye, and distance, no, the distance is not relevant, so just shrink wrap here. So this will allow that this bone stops getting inside the eye. All right, and then we pick all this here and Shift Alt C. Where's the screencast? I forgot the screencast keys, my bad. So here we got all this. Six of them. Wait, no, this one, this was a mistake, wrongly colored. Let's fix that. Right, so these ones, Shift Alt C, I'll get the shrink wrapping the same outside, so then I can still pull it out but not push it inwards. Alright, then gonna symmetrize that, but this will cause some problems. So now let's copy this just with this copy attributes add-on. It's in build, copy selected considering only the shrink wrap on top, but change the target here to the other eye, so it's just inversed. Why you don't have the... Why you have the dumped track? I think I've deleted these dumped tracks because they were causing some issues. Yeah, let's just delete these ones. I can recreate them later if I find that it can be useful. It's an automation, so if I do pose this bone here, for example, why it doesn't move? Why it is locked? Okay, something got wrong here. Very bizarre this, what's happening to this bone? This is not right. Oh, maybe it's the Auto I key. No? Something about the Oh, of course, of course, of course. The target is wrong. I need a ghost. I need a ghost. This target is completely inadequate. So, control. Let's delete this bone constraint. So, I'm gonna get those shrink wraps later. Because I need a ghost. I forgot. The shrink wrap is for the mesh, the eyelids mesh, but not for the bones. They cannot shrink wrap to the same target, object target. Just line of self-learning is very good, but the time are not so much for just 2 semesters. Yeah, 2 semesters. Then this will be a bigger project probably. Yeah, with 2 semesters doing this, it will be, if I understand correctly, that can be a very interesting game already. And it's just the beginning, so yeah, that's a lot of stuff to work on. This interesting. So if you find some keep if you appear on the live stream and or maybe on Discord. I don't know if you I like to see more about it, but maybe it's secret project, so never mind. It's always nice to see what other artists, other people are creating, right? And share some ideas. Okay, so here I need to, I don't create the ghost mesh. It was planned to happen. I even have the object here. It's empty, there's nothing. Yeah, let's make that then. So basically, if I just pick these 2 objects, Shift D, P, selection, this duplicate this stuff, that this and this, and I'm gonna merge these 2 into this one, and now I go here and I have this single mesh. But what is this parent to? Parent to bone, depth head. Okay, this is correct. What about the modifiers though? Subdivision. The ghost mesh needs more subdivision. So basically this ghost mesh is an invisible one. It is wire. I will I could join the mesh. Yeah, usually that's what I do. So let's do this and this. It could be a mirror too, but let's try this. Bridge edge loops. Let's hide. So that will be this. Let's get this thing and not touch it, but just it is smoothing out, right? This is fine. More subdivisions, so it's a shrink wrap thing. We're going to want as smooth as possible. By the way, can you wave paint so the eyebrow react to the eye? Yes. It can be yes, it depends on the deformed bones, right? Can use shape keys or other methods, but in principle, yes, if you just wave paint the eyebrow from other deformed bones of the eye, they will react. But there are other ways to do that interaction, which is using instead the rig systems, the bone constraints or drivers. So I will prefer to make that will be a proportional posing, I call system. Yeah, okay, let's I'll show in a moment. It's just that I don't have the control rig to do that yet, ideally, but you can already make some relations there. This can be done with parenting relations, but parenting is too stiff. It's like 100% everything transforms, right? Locations, rotation, scales, it's all 100%. So parenting is bad. We can counter this, but it's much simpler to just do a more simpler parenting relation and then do the proportional posing thing with bound constraints. So there are some many rigs have this. Rigify add-on has it, and there are. I've made a tutorial about that. Also, it's just proportional posing, but there are many methods, many approaches to do that. It's interesting topics, and in rigging, we have proportional editing, right? But there's no proportional posing. There's a feature that they'll have to. So you have to have this automation. One has to like invent or do it on a setup manually, right? Has to make the setup, right? What I'm doing here? Okay, I have the subdivision, I have the mirror modifier. Don't need anything more here. Oh yes, I remember there's something I needed to fix. It's not super important, but let's delete this materials, because this doesn't need any material. That's it. It doesn't need this UV. All those data are not relevant. Okay, so here this is the ghost eyes. They will be yeah, I don't want to be looking at it. So we just need now to target. Yeah, let's make yeah, so for example here, let's make it some sort of, I want not the eyebrows. Yeah, the eyebrows will react to this, for example. So just make for example, could be like this. Copy. What is the parents here? Okay, the parents are the same, it's the head bone, but here we got a copy transforms bound constraint. We got this at local space, local space with on orientation, right? Local space. So when we yeah, before original, this is very powerful, but it's hard to use this mix thing. So when I pose this one, I do the inverse thing. Oh, why do you have this dump track? This is old stuff, right? Yeah, let's delete this stuff. Just found out from the duplicates. Okay, cleaned everything here. Let's do then this. It's the opposite. This will react to this. So copy transforms before original, local space and orientation. So that means that when I move this, yeah, it's again I did the, okay, let's do the Alt C here. Delete that. Here the target will be this one. So basically I can pose this eyebrow individually, but as soon as I move this one, the eyebrow will move. But we want also to have the same here. And then I'm going to maybe change the proportions here. So maybe this moves more, I'm not sure. They don't need... If you don't want the rotations, then we can... And we can still have in independent controls, right? So, and then same for here. Now we can get, actually we can even get more. Let's duplicate this one and change the target. So this also moves that one. Maybe this one moves this one a little more and this one a little less. So they stack, right, in a non-destructive way, although the order makes a little difference, but it's not super, only if we want something very specific. The order sometimes makes some difference, but in this case it doesn't seem to be a problem. And then we also want here, so in this case I'll just copy the second one, this one, change this name, maybe here we want a little more, and this for, yeah, let's then do this and change the target. So this is proportional. This will be very slight. Hey, great catching your life. Thanks for the tutorial, but I gotta go work on the lookout for my levels. Yeah, sure. Have a nice, enjoy, and thanks for showing up. So if you want to, if you use Discord, you can find me there. If you don't find me in another live, I try to do this daily. Let's say, has epistemic-gnomes. I don't remember the. I have noted it here. It's thing. Just in case, feel free to add me there. But if you don't use Discord, if you're, it's no problem. Just in case. So thanks, take care and see you around. CKJax. Nice to have you around. And see, we've made a lot of progress here. A little more influence here. Yes, I'll add you later on. Have a nice day. Thanks. Yeah, have a nice day also. See you next time. Another time. And good luck on the project. So I'll continue here. Let's see what we can do from this. Alright, so eyebrow, eye hole. This more expression here, yeah, this is the other feature. Maybe some automation for the shrink wrap thing, right? Let's get these bones. These ones, maybe I give these tips another color, so this will be easier to, yeah, maybe I get this bone, these eyebrows, this one. Yeah, let's do this way. So let's make some quick change here. So this will be, let's say like this. I want to give these ones this, and this one this. Then red, let's give these ones the, no, apparently this didn't symmetrize properly, right? Symmetrized, alright. So I want to get this yeah, let the eyebrows be red. Then this will be for now, let's say this color, but this is incorrect. So now these ones will be this purple color. And so these ones go back, they'll become orange. So I have clear distinctions here, and we don't accidentally yeah, there will be another set here. So what about these eyebrows though? No, about these eyelids. Should I do something about? Yes, probably that will be, because it's bad to be moving this without that, right? So oh, hold on, this is a top. Ah, forgot this one. All right, maybe this John just get affected by that last one, right? Yeah, those automations are a bit complicated, but I decided that it might be a good idea. So let's try to replicate here, but change the target. It's a bit, might be a bit complicated. This one has not changed the target. Might be that this one also gets influence from this one. Alright, this seems to be working. Then this one. Should this one be changing that much? Okay, it's time for the target there, right? But I need to complete this separately. Yeah, let's pull this from this one, right? Any dependency cycle, eyebrow. Maybe it's clean itself. I'll have to recheck that. Oh, UV warp. Oh no, this is when I made the shrink wrap bound constraint. So maybe there are still some problems, but I don't think these are causing. We'll have to check. If it is the case, it shouldn't be too important. What is really critical is actually if the shrink wrap bound constraints use the wrong target. And so let's add here this for pose mode. We're going to let's just pick one. So shrink wrap in at the end. We're going to target now this ghost mesh on surface, now outside. There we go. Now that is it. So gonna pick all these color bones and Control C, selected constraint, shrink wrap, but for these ones on the other side they will just use the, oh, it's the same target, yeah, that's exactly that. So here I'd like this to be more the center, and no, here don't. This should be moving this up also. There certainly would be a way to simplify this stuff, but right now this works, right? So this is not too bad. Then we got these ones, right? Maybe this is moving a bit too much. Maybe a little more here. Or not. Maybe not. Can always pose this individually, so that will be a lot more interesting. Alright, then. Yeah, so tons of expressions, so that's very nice. Let's see what we can do here. Still some things probably that can be improved nonetheless. So here just let's ensure that everything here is symmetrized correctly. Alright, well, the next step here will be to make the bendy bones for these other features here that, oh wait, no, this is dangerous. This is what CKJax has mentioned, to change the, somewhere at the top, can the deform eyebrows also deform the mesh of the face? Yes, it can, if we just reuse the wave paint for these deformed bones, but the problem is that these bendy bones, they need to do something crazy here. I don't have the geometry or the structure of the face to do this on the face. It will be horrible. It's interesting, but I have to, maybe if I control very slightly. Oh yes, yes, interesting. So maybe this is actually a good idea. Let's try that. So I'm gonna make this into a bendy, into a spline skinning. So, but the waves will be very small. Actually, let's not, yeah, unhide, but immediately let's hide again. Eyes region, let's expand these, maybe like this, and then maybe let's delete some, hide more faces here, whatever. Then yeah, maybe we don't need this one, and let's try this. But then for the selection, maybe I get these. Yeah, let's get this, but then let's take off 6 actually. this one is not working, but yeah, this can be if worked properly. Maybe that is, we can make it plausible. Yeah, right now it's horrible, so even these waves is just too strong here, so yuck. Yeah, this is horrible. Yeah, we don't want all this sort of influence, so it's difficult to really understand what is needed, but yeah, this seems sort of feasible. I haven't deformed bones for the rest of the head. Okay, let's try this then. So here we could try this. Yes, this is very low waves, and it seems to be adequate. It's not ruining the mesh, it's not doing too much deforms like highly expressive, but it's subtle enough. Maybe this is enough if we don't use anything else. Then maybe this simple thing could get the job done. Oops. If you just don't get too much waves to this, then it deforms in a smooth way, despite the bendy bone does way more stuff. So this is something I never tried, so apparently this is a good idea. So great insight from fellow CK Jacks. And here yeah, keep getting the same idea. See, the forehead doesn't need to deform that much, right? It's just, there's a limit there, that's good enough. Should this deform that part? Maybe to smooth out could be a good idea, yes. So get more control. Okay, then for the last one here, oops, not that. So let's add some waves here and just then just start smoothing out. And so for this one, it's just time's up. This won't be sufficient because we'll have also for the cheek, we have something to be working there. will still require some sort of rig for the face, for the lower face, in this fleshy area around the eye. So this is not complete, not so, and that area I'm not sure exactly how I would handle it. Because there's no eyebrow there, right? So there's no lower eyebrow as we know it. So, but the principle is that we need to do something like that, very subtle. We're suffering some intersections occasionally, more than I'd like to, so maybe we need to expand the not this, but the shrink wrap, maybe offset it a little more. Yeah, it still will keep happening if I don't develop something better, but it's maybe it's a little better now. Oh yes, these bones. Yeah, this is a more complicated problem because here's not like I have an eyeball or an eye surface that stays in place. So there's no surfing thing here because the surface of the forehead is changing, is deforming. So I cannot shrink wrap these deformed bones, already deformed bones, to the same mesh that they are deforming. That it creates a dependency cycle. So I have to just be careful about the posing and the keyframing of that. There is some ways of, I think, binding the eyebrow to the face, which is maybe more accurate than shrink wrap. Some surface deform modifier. I never learned how to use that properly, but that should be maybe it's a good way to approach it. I'll have to test. I don't like the offsetting here. And I don't know why it is happening. Well, if I just move this close enough to the face, then this doesn't happen. Must make sure that all cartoon expressions will be feasible here. So this is one problem of having these deforms there. It doesn't seem like I can approximate this is the shrink wrap has a problem here. That is limiting the expression. This is not good at all. I have to find a way to probably just avoid the shrink wrap because it will. So how the riggers they do this kind of stuff? You want the eyebrow to move on top of the eyelid crease or sort of crush it, or so it might be this deform, or maybe use some sort of the other idea that I know is that they make the texture as part of the face, but no, that will require the more geometry, right? So so I never faced this particular problem because I wasn't trying to, yeah, I wasn't careful enough for the amount of expressions that I would need. And alright, so it's not that it's not good, but it's not like 2D. In 2D you should be able to do this, and in 3D I've seen the rigs, they can't do that. So change this for another system, yeah, another setup. I didn't know this limitation. I knew shrink wrap goes crazy with that, but I wasn't considering because I didn't care too much about the iCrease thing. Alright, so for the lower part though, yeah, so there are many things to improve in this rig. Anyways, these things are accumulating in a dangerous pattern. But if we say what is working, and essentially, right, the iRigs is working, right, so we can do a lot of expressions already. But we need some better controlling for a lot of stuff yet. Better control rig. Those assets will be nice as well. In 3D, her expressions, of course, the mouth is not there, right? The mouth expressions. It's like I'm different from Dorothy. It looks like her expression are too repetitive. I just cannot ship something. This is happening in 3D, so for some reason that I'm not understanding. Maybe these controllers are just too they are not helping in shaping better expressions, maybe. Yeah, so this will require a lot of more investigation, but in principle, at least we can tell that the rig is quite smooth already, and if we improve some features, then this will be very nice in the end. We're not too far from the conclusion here, and let's get some action there. I have the action 4. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, so this is the I don't have a keyframe for that. Yeah, let's do something. Now I have these keyframes, right? So it is mirroring. No, I don't want that. Ah, not auto keying. Alright, let's do it again. Where's the other? Here. I need to change something about these bones. Anyways. After I do the the hair. I need some pose assets for it. This is just a simple blink. That because the rig is not complete for the eyelashes, this will be a bit messy. Let's get the arc here, Control T in range. What's happening here? Something after she was supposed to open the eyes, right? Alright, now this maybe. Need to reset these eyes, right? So it's not gonna think about the expression right now. It's limited anyways. I wish to snap those things, but where's the thing? Is just this way. Snap to second to frame, right? No, it's not. I think it's because I already have something framed in a wrong way. I have to do this. It gives a lot of freedom, but then it's not good to understand what we're doing then at some point. And then it becomes difficult to rearrange the timing when needed. Let's see what we can do better here. Maybe more spacing here. That's right. Slower here. Why not? This arcing thing, yeah, more time here. Why not? Ah, there is motion here. Need to check this for the hand-eye keys. Control T in range, calculate. Let's see those ones. Yeah, that's okay. but it could be improved, right? Yeah. Yeah, a little better this. This by getting just a bit curvier there. And then here. Yes. And let's make it more inside. And this other more external. Then here, this one larger maybe. Inner, if that doesn't, yeah, it's crossing. Okay, this is interesting. Let's try even that. Then as we get here, invert. Maybe forward. Alright, let's try this, then slowing, yes. Maybe it's not gonna help, but maybe it's here then. Nah, it's just gonna break the motion, yeah. I just don't have a smooth out here between, this is the problem. Anyways, we can do this and I didn't do the hair or anything like that, so there's some trembling that see. Let's delete these curves. Yeah, the spine is got this motion got a bit confused. The curvature is too soon, and this is a bit messy. And yeah, that will probably destroy a lot of stuff that I've done. So, but in the end, this it's just here that it is just too boring. Yeah, so I messed up the spine, so that should be arrangeable. It's just I need to complete different, and the head there's also some tilting that is not working. I've made this without curves, without thinking too much of the final result, right? So the head is simpler because it has the top, but the spine, it's much more so maybe I can do something more radical. It's not what I wanted, yeah, for the head, but then the head will follow. Then here, let's see, no, not flip spine yet. This is a good moment perhaps for this. Then the spine, let's try to stabilize maybe. It's not very smooth, right? Something about the the head is too boring, right? Alright, let's try this. Anyways, we got one simple action here. The hands stopped. I forgot to finish that too. So what's happening here? Yeah. Let's try to maybe relax the fingers a little. Of course, this one. Maybe can have some. Now this is complicated, but can help. Yeah, the spine tilts a little, but excessively, and it will be the last issue. So maybe just try to approximate this. There's a double tilt there. That's also. Yeah. Anyways, a little fun. Some things is not perfect, but the essential thing is there, right? Oh yes, if you look in slow motion, you can see something more, right? Interesting. All right. Anyways, there are some things in the end that are just too fast, and this it's the spine essentially that she's going on one, the other side. This part here is bad, right? I should have more ways to handle this. Like the spine sort of should already stabilize from this start to still not good. Anyways, yeah, it's just I tried to create too much stuff with the spine and ended up doing bad. But it's not hard to fix, just I'm tired of this already. But we got some interesting quick motions and some. The passings are good, especially, yeah, the hands, the feet, the legs. I think the head is interesting too, except it's oh yes, this is working more now, the spine, so maybe I exaggerate a little more here. Then the recover, right? Yeah, I see. Cannot let this spine recover that way. Lots of things are going on, so it won't be trivial to fix that, right? It can try to be aligned, but it should be verticalized, but it should also still hold certain curvature until they are. So instead of trying to do the inverse, which will be very aggressive right to the spine, unless it was very quick, or not even quick, even unless there is some sort of, yeah, some sort of how do you call, sling effect, right? Then here this problem is that it's too far. Yeah, this is some isolated keyframe, I think, just for the oh yes, let's, so if this is just the spine, let's just get it there. No, that was probably not. Yeah, this was, I don't know what's got inside here. Yeah, apparently this is some isolated spine thing. Yeah, as I thought it was just, but we cannot just pick it anyhow. We need to, if I just exaggerate this, then the recovery is not good. Okay, so let's try then. And then it's balancing because it already had this motion somewhere here, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know. This will require more study, but we got something interesting. So that's it for that action, and that's it for rigging for today, folks. This was we didn't even use too much of this because we need more, improve all of those features, right? And for the eyes, nothing is 100% here, and anyways, there'll still be the flash under the eye, which will be part of the orbicularis oculi rig, and also of the, hold on, I think I have something for this character on the, no, this was the other experiment I did another day. No, I don't have it. I have to remake. So I do something for the lower face, and then going towards the cheekbone, the cheeks and the chin, the jaws, the bridge, the tip of the nose, the nose bridge, and and some other features of the muzzle, but especially the mouth and the lips, and that will be the game changer, folks. So that's it for now. So I'm not gonna render this, it's just to if it stopped there somewhere, this will be perfect, but if not, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry for too long again, but we've made a lot of progress here. Have a nice weekend. Take care and happy blending. I hope to be back in the weekend as well, but I can't guarantee. Usually it's weekdays. Anyway, see you, folks. Take care. Happy blending.